Hey guys, so today we wanted to kind of get a little bit more casual and talk about just kind of the struggles of being a business owner and kind of like turning off your work brain and like being able to still thrive kind of in like your personal life and find that balance between the two when like you don't really have hours, that you clock in and out of. You don't have a 9 to 5 where you can punch out and just not think about it, for 12 hours until the next day.
I get to quit and walk out.
Right. So, I guess I'll kind of start because for me, like, I think for my kind of role in the business, it's a lot more urgent. Like, people want an answer now, and I do like the placement side. So, if somebody emails on a Friday at 7 p.m. for a Sunday afternoon, like, I have to fill it. So for me, it's like, I don't think I can ever really like not check my phone. But I've gotten better. And I think, we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but about, checking your email and like being aware of what's going on without having to handle everything right then. I have like a really high sense of urgency, like just in general, like if I have a problem or there's something wrong, like I want to handle it now. I want to get rid of it now. My husband laughs at me because like, I'm like, hey, can you take out the trash or whatever? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, no, like now, like I want you to do it now. So that kind of sense of urgency and that impatience is probably the more accurate word for it, but we'll stick with sense of urgency is something that I've been working on. So I don't want to like overwhelm myself on weekends, on nights with like, okay, so tomorrow I have to fill X, Y, and Z, and this person had a bad experience, and this person wants to talk, and that kind of thing. So for me, the biggest kind of steps I've taken to really separate myself is, number one, I don't reply to emails after 6 o'clock unless it's like an urgency, somebody's sick or they need a last minute, nanny or something like that. And then the other thing is like, I don't, if I'm at the movies or at dinner, things like that, we'll try to kind of text each other and be like, hey, I'm going to be, out of pocket for 2 hours while I'm watching whatever movie. So that she knows too, that communication has to be there. Like, oh, did you see this message? Did you see this message? Like, we have to really, be able to communicate so that we're not both handling. We've done that too, like where we both reply to somebody, like if they, text and they're like, hey, I'm running late, and we both reply at the same time, and we're like, oh, like, sorry, like, I didn't know you saw it, and she's like, I didn't know you saw it. So really building that communication too between the two of us, and we've been working on setting a schedule for like, okay, this weekend I'll be responsible, next weekend you'll be responsible, the next weekend Brooklyn will be responsible, that kind of thing, to really help also like let us have like our time to breathe. And I think the other portion of what kind of I've done is really learning to say no and like focusing, I think, more on myself and my relationships. And I'm like I don't know that I'm a workaholic, but I just like, I like to be busy. I don't like to be alone. That's like one big difference between us. Like if you leave me at home for like 6 hours by myself, I'm bored, I'm lonely, I'm scared. Like I don't like it. So I'm always kind of on the go. So I have like 5 jobs and like dog sitting and babysitting and running this and doing the answering service for another company. And I just, kind of this year, I think in 2019 was like, okay, it's time for me to, focus on myself and my self-care and get my nails done and get a massage and, go to dinner with my friend, go to dinner with this friend and not talk about business, like that kind of thing. And really taking the time to put myself, into my relationships, whether it's with my husband or my friends or my family, and say no and not, have every weekend booked full of work and things like that for the next, 7 months. And then, I don't know, you try and I can't think of anything else.
I really have nothing. I feel like you're a lot better at work-life balance than I am. And she may be, I don't know, sometimes she knows me better than I know myself, but I really have to be forced to
unplug.
And it's really, really hard for me. I have not, which I don't think anyone really masters work-life balance. I think it's a constant unbalance. There's never a balance. Sometimes you're good at it and sometimes you're not. But I don't even feel like I've even somewhat got the skill, kind of. Things that I do try. I mean, I do enjoy getting my nails done. But I'm even still, like, I feel like you're better with, like, I'm in a movie or I'm getting my nails done. Can you answer? And I'm like, I get my nails done and I don't, like, I need to say, hey, I'm getting my nails done, but I'm still, like, always making myself available. So that's just one skill set that I need more of from her, where I don't choose to, let myself have the time. So what else? I don't know. I'm just not good at it. I'm not. I also, too, I like to be busy. I enjoy working. I'm a very driven person. I have a lifestyle that I want to maintain and that I'm aiming for. I think, like, you grind because you like it, but I grind because I have to right now. But I am looking for the day where I have a full staff myself and I'm on a yacht and I'm, like, just living my best life. And I think you'll still be, like, grinding. Yeah,
I like it. I don't like to be, like, stagnant. It drives me nuts. I think, too, though, like, you just get, like, stressed more than I do. Like, I'm so, like, laid back that, like, even if there is, like, a crisis or something happens, like, I think, and that's, like, one of the only times I feel like you're emotional and I'm logical. Like, usually it's flipped.
My anxiety immediately ignites. And although my side of the business is not that high urgency, I feel like it is. Like, the minute someone emails, I feel like I have to respond, or I feel, like, because I also don't like for things to pile up. So I'm the type, like, I'm very task-oriented, so I like to boom, 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 check it off. So that causes a lot of stress because I feel like I've got to immediately attack things, where instead of just, like...
You need to make a list of, like, you time. Like, I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to...
I feel like every time, though,
turn my phone off for 1 hour.
Where I can't.
Well, you have to make it. It's like when you're on an airplane, you don't have a choice but to not answer. Even if something happens, it happens. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You are such a fixer, like Olivia Pope.
I guess I feel guilty. I feel like, yeah, but I'm not on an airplane. I'm just sitting here. So why not? Like, just do it. But it's not healthy for me in the long run. Like, I feel guilty when I am available and I'm turned off, and I'm like, I feel like that's not okay.
Well, that is something in there you gotta work on.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Your personality is just better at it than me. Like, we just did our, what test was that? It was a personality test.
Enneagram.
And even the one you just texted in that group text, the first one was, like, pretty much like you make sure yourself is happy before it. Like, she's going to do what she wants to do. And I'm like, well, but, what was the first one?
Fun-loving?
Self-focused.
Oh, at their worst.
She's self-focused. And she's good at that. And so I just think your makeup is just better at the work-life balance than mine is.
Well, and how do you teach yourself? How do you teach yourself how to have balance? Like, if you're a list person, you have to make a list and schedule, like, if you're a scheduler, like, schedule my time for you.
And shut off. And I think I have to be better with communicating.
Like, that was one of your goals anyways.
What?
For last year. Like, being by yourself. And
I've done good at that. Like, I'll go to the movies, I'll go to dinner. Like, I'm fine with being alone.
Yeah, but, like, when you're by yourself, take that time, too. Like, to, like, actually be... like, cut off, like, leave your damn, leave your phone at home, or, like, sometimes, like, I'll just be like, I need to take I need 30 minutes, and I'll leave my phone at home, and I'll take the dogs for a walk around the neighborhood, and I'm anxious just hearing that. I can't, that just makes me so stressed. And I don't answer, I don't have it with me, I don't know what time it is, I don't know how long I've walked, like, it's just so freeing to just, like, take a breath, and, like, you just need to, like when we go on our walks on Wednesday morning, leave your phone in the car. It's 30 minutes at 7 a.m. If somebody has that big of a crisis, it'll still be a crisis at 7:30 when we get done walking.
I think I like to be on top of things. I don't like things to, like, be coming at me. So I'm like, even if it's a crisis, like, I'm, depending on the crisis, may not respond, but just for me to know, and like you were kind of been saying in other videos, being aware, I think it's the control. I feel more in control than to get back and it's like bing, bing, but like all this just coming at me at once because I already don't handle stress well.
Right.
And I just need to be a better communicator. Like, Brooklyn's saying she's the same way. Like, it's not my fault that I don't ask you to keep an eye on the phone while I'm getting my nails done. Or no, it's not your fault. Did I say your fault? My fault.
Right.
Whatever.
Your fault.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Your fault. I didn't ask. I didn't communicate. Like, I can't be mad at you because you do that. Right. I want more of that.
And that's
like,
something new, too. Like, I've started. It's been probably the last few months, 6 months. I'm like, okay, like, I'm going to the movies or I'm going, I don't know what else I do, but... like, like, Julie's wedding, my friend got married, and I was like, do you mind, watching the phones this weekend? Right. Like, while I'm in the wedding. So, yeah, you just have to, clearly we just need to merge our personal Google calendars, our business calendars, run any plans by each other. Like, hello, is it okay if I go see a movie today?
Which I think is the hard part for both of us, feeling like, I don't need to answer to you, but we kind of do, unfortunately, and I think we're still kind of getting a grasp of that, just out of, I don't know, respect, consideration, just so it does run smoothly, and we are both happy, and it's not necessarily I need to know all your business and what you're doing all the time, and, being, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, I just think it'll be good for both of our mental health if we're just, like, on the same page a little bit more. So
we need to get our schedule of phones. That'll help you too, I think. Like, okay, you are off duty this weekend. Like, you don't have to worry if somebody's late to a church at 8 a.m. on a Sunday. Like, you sleep and I'm handling it. Yeah. That kind of thing. Because I think right now too, we're like, did you catch that call? Did I catch that call? Who called? Did you talk to her? Did I talk to her? Like, very like, just kind of back and forth, and then neither of us even talk to the person. So that's probably something that needs to be like on our to-do list, just to set that calendar so we do. And then maybe you'll feel too less guilty about like being away and not relying, feeling like you have to be on the ready all the time.
Like, I just had surgery on my finger. Oh, this one's kind of long. We got to wrap up. And even that day, which it wasn't invasive or anything, but I came, I had to write the rent check, I had to, and Dee's like, Leanne, I can't do that. Like, I'm sure she could. I didn't even ask, but like.
I think, we both need to get better, too. Part of it is both of us need to plan ahead. Yeah. Like, I'll plan a trip, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be gone, this weekend. And then the day before, I'm like, shit, like, what, I got to get ready to go. Like, what do I need to tell them? What, like, we should have, like, for Nashville, we should have had a meeting the week before and been like, okay, Leanna's going to be gone. Can you help me with XYZ? And you know what I mean? Like, we suck. We need to be planners. So maybe we need to add that to our weekly meeting. Like, let's look at next week, see if there's any weird stuff happening. Like, is anything out of the ordinary? And that way it's not like, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Peace. Yeah. Like, that kind of thing.
I like that. I'll feel more prepared and in control. I've learned this business has made me, I'm a control freak. That's hard.
Hi, Sinead. For the AA meeting.
I do, which I hate it. I can't stand it, because I wouldn't, who likes that?
Right.
I don't want to be that.
And you don't want to be, like, so, like, stressed all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were we talking about? Work-life balance. Okay, so we're going to...
I'm going to cut my phone off.
Talk at our weekly meetings about the next week so we can plan if there's any weird stuff happening. And plan ahead for if I'm gone, if you're gone, if Brooklyn's gone, if, whatever. So we know what duties the other people kind of have to pick up. So it's not frantic last minute, like, can you help with this? You are going to take time for yourself and text and say, I am going to be unavailable. Or do you mind? Do you mind being, on call or whatever during this time? So I can, whatever. You don't even tell me what you're doing. Maybe. And well, I think that's it.
So we're going to communicate better and be more proactive with planning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to communicate better and ask for the time off.
And you're not going to feel guilty about having time for you. Me time. Hashtag me time. Hashtag treat yourself.
Okay.
All right. Now
We'll see.
We'll have to check in our next one and see if it's improved. Maybe not the next one. Maybe a few down the road.
Yeah.
All right. So you hold us to it. Watch us every other Wednesday. Like, subscribe, send questions. Tell us what you do to have work-life balance.
Yes, please. I need all the
Give
advice.
us the tips.
Yep.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.